Hi guys, Ambercraft. Now today's video I wanted to talk about was actually something that I've discovered as a writer and an author, and I wanted to see your opinions, but I figured I'd give mine and then you could list in the comments down below some of your own. So this is 10 things that I have learned as a writer and author. Number 1, some days everything is rainbows and sunshine and lines up great, and you can get 2-3 pages or 3,000-4,000 words, and others there's tornadoes, road debris, everything seems to want to get in your way, and you're lucky if you get 20 minutes. Now mothers will attest this the most, but there are also people with tons of a workload that have the same issues I do. Number 2, your first draft is acceptable if it looks like a war zone. Because there are people that edit as they go, and there are those like me who will write it and then edit as they're typing. Or there are still those that will write the whole novel and then edit like crazy. It has permission to suck. It's going to suck. If it's nothing but grammatical errors, it's gonna suck in one form or fashion. That's when you take that writer hat off and you put the edit hat on. Editing is the rebuilding after the war or the tornado has passed, and that's the rebuilding that makes everything beautiful again. Authentic doesn't always have to look pretty at first. The third thing I've learned is that a great story takes way more rewrites, not just edits, but rewrites of total areas and scenes than you ever thought possible. Writing is simply putting words together. The editing is not making those words suck. Now, however many edits you do, it's just helping it make it prettier and prettier. It's okay to do 4, 5, 6 edits. There's nothing wrong with that. If you include when you beta read and your edits before and after that also, and your first round of beta reading and your second bout of beta reading, and then your professional edit, just that alone you've edited 4 times. I keep doing that. The fourth thing that I have absolutely learned is that writing is, for some of us, or probably most of us if you're being honest with yourself, is a way to justify the emotional roller coaster that our life is. And we just have that innate ability that others don't to describe it in a way that makes it sound awesome or horrible or however you want it to convey the message. And we can wrap it up and put it in something that is great in the end. Some days as writers, we love what we wrote and oh my god, we're a genius for this scene. And then other days, there's nothing we can write that's worth any good and you want to delete it all the next day or the next hour. This is normal. It's even acceptable. And the funny thing is, it goes all the way up. Even a best-selling author, 30 books under their belt, has told me she feels this way at least once or twice. They read a book and they still feel like, why am I even writing? The fifth thing that I have for you guys is there are 2 ways to be original. You can either do what's totally unexpected from what has been printed countless times again, like take Cinderella and make her the guy instead of the girl, or there's tons of fan fiction that totally turn things upside down and makes it original, and it's awesome. Or you can combine 2 indiscriminate storylines or elements or plots that you see everywhere and make them authentically yours. Either way, by the end of your first novel, you will have found your voice type, even if it's at the beginning stages. Number 6, and this is something I don't know why I didn't think about before, you do more research and homework for your novels as you're writing than you probably ever did in high school or college. My daughter brings her homework home and I'm like, okay, we've done yours, now time to do mine. And that's the way it is. Especially if you're world building a totally different planet or something no one's ever seen, you will still find that you have so much research to do. And some of the things that you have to research you probably wonder when the FBI is gonna come knocking on your door for, you know, researching bombs or death or homicide or anything like that. Number 7, there is no line between what you hear, see, feel, experience, or what happens around you that cannot go in your novel. The world is ripe for putting in your book. I actually was watching A Knight's Tale the other night because I missed my Heath Ledger, and something struck me. One of the characters says, "I will eviscerate you in fiction. I was naked for a day. You will be naked for eternity." And I don't think there's an author out there that can't admit there's some sort of something that's pissed them off that didn't wind up in their books. Or something good that happened. Nothing is out of the realm of putting in a book. Number 8, editing is never over. And I know I spoke about editing earlier, but it's never over. When I wrote Unknown Revenge 10 years ago, I edited myself 3 or 4 times. I had a neighbor who was an English teacher edit twice, and the internet was still too new to exactly find beta readers, and there were not as many social media platforms as there were then. So when I went through the self-publisher Ex Libris that I went through, I actually paid for a round of editing there also. And all I can say is thank God for social media now, where you can find beta readers and independent editors, and you can actually get a proof of your book before it actually gets published, because none of those were available back then. Number 9, you never know where you are going to find a great writing partner. There were no writing clubs in my area without driving an hour right now, and 10 years ago I did not even know where to begin to find one. Social media has opened up so much for the writing community, and I cannot thank YouTube and all the other platforms that are great for writers enough for the support and the help that there is now compared to when I published my novel 10 years ago. There's nothing better than having a writing partner that you can bounce ideas off of. And number 10, at least in my opinion, where you write depends on where you're at in your novel. A lot of people have certain places they write in bed or at a coffee shop or at their desk, at work, on lunch, whatever. But at least I find it to where my scene depicts where I write. If I'm in a good mood or I'm writing an outdoor scene, a lot of times I'll go to the park. When I'm writing dialogue or arguments or things where people have to interact, I will go out in public to certain places to write, fast food places or something like that, and watch people's interactions when they're talking to each other to help me out. So you never know where you're going to write. If you got one place you can write, that is awesome. If you are like me and you have scenes that depict where you write, which is going to start getting cold here and snowing, so that's going to throw the park idea out, then, you know, kind of sucks when you get to those certain scenes. So that has been the 10 things I've discovered as a writer and an author in this journey, both about the process and about myself. Let me know in the comments down below if you've had these similar writing experiences, that these aha moments that have come to you, or if there are different ones that you can come up with. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you have not. I post videos every week. Make sure you check me out on Patreon and my website, as I put blogs on there. And all of my social media sites are listed down below. Otherwise, happy writing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.